Health First Friday. I'm Dr. Brett Summers of Hood Chiropractic. In the last few videos, what I've been doing is showing you the best places to get organic meats and produce, and I was showing you about certain vegetables that you can substitute in to be healthier. Now, what I'm going to do this week is kind of explain why I've been doing all of that. And to do that, I'm going to tackle the whole food pyramid and explain it. All right? So without further ado, let's get into it.
So I switched to this setup because I want people to see what I'm talking about. Now, here we have the food pyramid as we know it. This is the healthy food pyramid. And it was designed as a result of the efforts of Dr. Ancel Keys and Senator George McGovern after the death of President Eisenhower. Dr. Keys had a theory that fat in foods was the cause of heart disease. And so he came up with a cross study of 5,000 patients across several countries in Europe. And his results showed that the more fat was in your foods, the higher the incident rate of heart disease. Now, the problem with this study was that he was withholding a lot of information. He actually actively ignored all of the countries in Europe with the highest amount of fat in their diets because those countries all actually had the lowest incident rate of heart disease of all. Because of all this withholding of information, it created an entirely incorrect food pyramid, but B, it actually cost him a Nobel Prize. Now, the fastest way to pick apart this food pyramid is to just look at the top and the bottom. At the very top of the food pyramid, you have actual candy on a food pyramid. Now, I'm not saying people don't ingest this. They don't ingest candies and sweets. They do. But it's not something that should be considered part of your actual daily food diet. Now, at the bottom, we've got basically pure carbs, rice, pasta, grains. But the thing about that is if you look over the last 10 years, you've started seeing people say, oh, bread makes you fat. Bread makes you fat. It's because carbs make you fat. Your body takes carbohydrates and it stores it as an energy deposit that's accessible. It takes sugar and it tries to use it immediately. Any excess sugar is stored as fat. But then with grains, it does the same thing, complex carbohydrates. It's just harder for your body to break down, but your body does store that as fat. This saying you are what you eat isn't necessarily true. So here we have the new food pyramid based on cardiologist Jack Wolfson. Now, he's considered the paleo cardiologist because his food pyramid is very close to what a paleo diet would be. But if you look at the bottom, this is really just a symmetrical pyramid. It really needs to have a much wider base because 60 to up to 80% of your diet actually needs to be vegetables. And the more green leafy vegetables, the better. Now, above that, we've already gotten to our meat, fowl, seafood, and eggs. It's not further up the pyramid like it was. And then we have things like avocado, coconut, olives, and then you have your nuts and seeds. And then second to top bracket, you have all of your fats, your oils. You need to just say it out loud multiple times. Fat is good for you. A porterhouse steak, 45% of the fat in it is monounsaturated, which is good for you. And 1/3 of all of the fat has stearic acid, which is actually going to increase your HDLs, and it's not going to affect your LDLs. So eating something with fat in it doesn't necessarily make it bad. It depends on which types of fats. Trans fats, sure, they're bad for you, but monounsaturated are very good for you. And at the very top of the food pyramid, you want to have your fruits in season, not even portions of fruits and vegetables. You'll hear people do fruit juice cleanses as detox. Loading your body with pure sugar is not going to detox it. It's just going to make it worse. So I wanted to bring attention to that today to kind of give you an understanding of what I'm talking about when I say, switch to these vegetables, switch to those. Here's why I'm talking about organic. Here's why I'm talking about grass-fed, because all of that is based on what you should be eating in a proper diet based on proper research. So that's it for this week's episode of Health First Friday. Be sure to click like and subscribe and share with all your friends. You'll have a good week. I'll see you next one.